Hi, Team Beautifully Polished. It is Training Day Wednesday. What is today? April 24th. It is noon and lunchtime. Hopefully some of you are on your lunches and ready for some good words of advice for the day. So today I want to talk about going the extra mile. I'm sure many of you have heard that expression before, going the extra mile, right? So what does it mean if you're going the extra mile? It means, and the impression we're given is that it's someone who goes above and beyond. They do extra, they strive to do more. If you think about animals go instinctively, they go the extra mile, right? It's just what they do. They do base their things on instinct. So what makes humans go the extra mile? Is it our instinct to go the extra mile? Maybe, maybe not. We go the extra mile, I believe, for different reasons. One could be inspiration. Think of something that inspires you to go further or do something extra. For example, let's say a friend of yours runs a lot and they inspire you to start running, and maybe they run faster, so it inspires you to try to run faster and push yourself to the next level. Maybe it's somebody who eats well and you are around them for a few meals and it inspires you to try to eat better. So all those little things, people can inspire us to want to go the extra mile for ourselves or for other people. You watch a friend who is just that friend who always sends birthday cards in the mail. Maybe that inspires you to try to do something for people. So people can inspire us to go the extra mile. Why else do we go the extra mile? Some people, I think it's just in your personality. Some people are people pleasers. Some people, it makes them feel really good if they do something extra for people. It's just in their human nature. Some people may like the recognition they get for going the extra mile. So all these reasons, there's no right or wrong way for going the extra mile, but I think it does come more naturally to some people, or more naturally in certain situations than in others. But so if it's not a natural thing for you, I think you can work at it, and then it becomes eventually a habit for you. So whatever the reason is, that's okay, but just do it. Go the extra mile. And going the extra mile can count in everything. It can count, in your personal life, as far as your kids, throwing that little note in their lunch bag to make them feel good for that day. Your spouse, maybe you're making coffee that morning, you bring them a cup of coffee while they're getting ready in the morning. Those little things of going the extra mile that don't really typically take us any time at all mean so much to other people. What about spiritually? Maybe you're trying to grow spiritually. So maybe it's, reading a book a few minutes in the morning, or meditating, or journaling, doing something that you don't normally do to make you feel good. What about your health? Going the extra mile as far as, I know working from home now, I've learned it's really easy to grab the stuff that's not good for me. But if I go that extra mile and maybe make a smoothie in the morning to have later during the day, all those things make me feel so good, even though I'm even going the extra mile for myself, not even other people, but doing it over and over, really I find makes a difference. So let's talk about going the extra mile in work, of course. So let's talk about Color Street in particular. So how can you go the extra mile in Color Street? I'm about to give you ideas, and none of them are ingenious, and none of them are, oh my gosh, wow, that's just brilliant. They're all basic things, you guys, but it's just thinking about doing it. So before I tell you some ideas of what you can do, I want you to think about how many times you bought something from somebody, even in direct sales at someone's party, and you never heard back from that person. How many times have you been wowed by someone at a home party or someone in a store? How many times have you been treated so well you think, I'm definitely going back and I want that person? How many times did you get a thank you from somebody, whether you bought something in a store, whether it's a big purchase like a car or a shirt at the store? You probably can't say yes to a lot of these things because life is so busy. Most people do their job. They do what they have to do, period. They don't go that extra mile. So if you guys can get yourself to go that extra mile, think of how beyond yourself, how beyond the others, you set yourself aside from them and how people are going to go to you. So what can you do to go the extra mile? Well, I want you to think about, okay, here's one that I thought about. So think about a business. Let's say there's a little store by me that when you go to pay, they take your item, they take your clothes, they wrap it in tissue, put it in a pretty little brown bag, tie it with a little raffia bow, and walk it around the counter to me. Oh my gosh, did they have to do that? No. Is it necessary? No. But boy, does it make you feel good, and boy, does it make you feel special. So will I recommend that place to somebody? Absolutely. Did it really take them any more time? A little bit more time to wrap it like that, but they're a slower store. They have the time to be able to do that. I mean, slower as far as it's not a big box retail store like Target. But my gosh, I surely will recommend that person to somebody just because of that little step they take of putting it in a special bag and walking it around the counter. There's a few stores that walk around the counter, but not a lot of them. And it does make you feel kind of more special for the day. Hi, Christy. It does make you feel more special. So how can we make our customers feel more special? One, how about a handwritten note? After every event you have, nail bar, Facebook nail bar, in person, any event, how about writing them a handwritten card that has a couple samples in it? I implemented this this past month. So what I do, I have somebody writing some for me. You can have your children write some for you, so you can have a bunch of them on hand, and just don't have the name put in there. But then you respond with, dear Jenny, thank you so much for your business, and buying and supporting my small Color Street business that allows me to stay at home with my family, or whatever the reason is you do it. I truly appreciate it. One way that I would be honored is if you could take these samples and share them with friends to get, the gift of a referral. I'm not giving this my verbiage is something like this, but so it's kind of choppy right now. If people want exact verbiage, I can get you exactly what I write. But thank you so much. I would love if you pass these samples out to a few people and share your passion for the polish or your love of Color Street and the gift of a referral to me. Something as easy as that. So those will go out to all my people that I come in contact with now. But that little thing, that little handwritten note with samples for them, big idea. So handwritten notes, even if it's a thank you, you don't have to put samples in there, even if it's just a thank you. What else can you do? You can call customers to follow up. I'm telling you, I know a lot of people don't make phone calls anymore, but calling makes such a big difference, you guys. Excuse me. Each time I call after a vending event or an in-person, I love the transformation you can hear because, of course, they get a phone number they don't recognize, just like I get these. You hear people pick up, hello. They're annoyed when they pick up, kind of. Hi, Jenny, and you can hear, yes. And then as you say, this is Debbie from Color Street. I met you last night at Jenny's party. I just wanted to follow up and say it was so nice meeting you. I love chatting with you and to thank you for your placing an order with me. You can hear the transformation in their voice when all you're doing is calling to thank them. You are not asking for anything. You are not, you're not saying, hey, will you book a nail bar? Hey, will you sign up and sell? All you're doing is saying thank you. You hear them, oh my gosh, I love my Color Street. I mean, it's amazing. And that's why I love phone calls, because I love hearing these voices of people change. Now, with that said, I'm not going to tell you that sometimes doing follow-up phone calls isn't going to lead to more work for you. So let me tell you so last week I did my follow-up phone calls from my event prior to that. So let's look at 3 of the calls I made. The first one says, I put on some, I've worn glitters and I put on a pattern one. I really didn't like it. It didn't go on very well. So I'd like to exchange the other 2 that I bought. Okay, well, I could have just said, great, and had her deal with customer service. Instead, what did I do to make it easier? I said, great, tell me what 2 you'd like. And I went up, I drove 20 minutes and I went to her work. I texted her, she came out, I handed her 2 new nails and she gave me her 2 nails she wanted to exchange. But just that little bit of going that extra mile of being receptive and understanding that she didn't care for it. allowing her to exchange for something totally different and taking the nails back, and then driving to her work. And she actually said she would drive to me. But I said, no big deal. I'll kind of be in that area. So did it cost me a little bit of time? Absolutely. But hopefully now that customer will be a customer that will come back to me. So that was one phone call. So that one caused me a little bit of work. But the next phone call was, she had just ordered 5 nails from me 2 days prior when I met her. And she said, I just love this set that I have on. I'd love to get more of this. Well, maybe I'll do the buy 3, get 1 again. She ended up ordering 5 more sets, and I dropped them off to her. 5 more sets, just like that, when she had just ordered 5 sets 2 days prior. But had I not followed up, would she have? Maybe, maybe not. Then here is my third example. So another lady I called just to say, hey, did you put your set on? You know, I want to say thank you, see if it worked out. She said, well, my friend who bought her set that day had a hard time putting the polish on, so now I'm kind of nervous to try it on. Do you think you could help me put it on? Well, in meeting her, we realized we both go to the same gym. So that day, I had somewhere to be, but I said, meet me up here, and I put her set of nails on. I put it on one hand, taught her how to put it on the other hand. In the meantime, I'm getting to know her. I'm finding more things we have in common, and she then says she wants to have a party. So all of that can be gathered, and all that came from me doing just a simple follow-up phone call. Had I texted, maybe I would have gotten something like this, but I don't know if I would have. That's why I believe that one-on-one phone call is so, so important. So those are just 3 examples of follow-ups I did last week. So let's look at other things you can do. Driving to meet somebody if they want to get nails, you know, like I did for that lady. If they just want to place an order, meet them somewhere if they're nearby. Sometimes they may call you if something's defective. So handle it for them, help them. Instead of just sending them to customer support, handle the return or the exchange, whatever you can do to make life easier for that person, because we all are busy, and it's just, you simplifying their life is what they want. And so is it a pain to you? A little bit, but just think that person could lead to a person who orders from you all the time, or referring you to a friend because you have such good customer service, or a nail bar, or even a new sponsor. I have a tickle, excuse me. What about someone says they want to place an order? Instead of just saying, okay, this is my website, send them a link. Send them the link directly into your party, or at least into your website, because the easier you make it for them, the more they are going to follow through. So make it easy and convenient. Provide it for them so they don't have to go look it up somewhere. Anytime someone orders, you guys, you've got to give them a thank you. Maybe it's going to be an instant message, you know, right away, or a text real quick. Hey, thanks for your order. Maybe you're posting it in your VIP page, you know, thanks for your order. But call them and follow up as well. You know, if they've ordered online, you know, maybe your thank you, your 2-day thank you is going to be right there. But then you definitely, for that next follow-up, make sure you give them a phone call. If it's an in-person event, right away I do a follow-up on the phone. I don't message or text them. I do the follow-up on the phone to thank them, because then if they did cash and carry and took nails home, I can see already if they've tried them on. If they're in your VIP group and they post, please make sure you're commenting. I know it seems like common sense, but again, this is going that extra mile. Don't just give a like. Don't just like it, comment back. Say something to them. Ask them a question. Thank them for what they did or they posted. All those little things make a difference. Send them an occasional Tuesday. For what? Just because. Just for being my customer, thought this Tuesday pack might be a really pretty accent for the set of nails you just ordered. Cost you 50 cents to send it out with a stamp. But again, it's that little handwritten make a difference. In your VIP group, you may also be also offering fun specials or something. We've talked about those, and that's, you know, I'm not going to go into detail on all the specials, but, you know, birthday discounts, different things like that. But things that you can do to thank them and honor them for being your repeat customers. Once again, you are in your group, not just VIP group, but in Facebook. Build relationships, you guys. Go the extra mile. Don't just like people's posts. Spend a couple minutes a day just going through and commenting on people about their life if they're your customers. Just maybe engaging in a conversation in the comments of something they post. You know, and don't just say things. Say, you know, you're commenting on things that appeal to you. You're not going to comment probably on every one of their posts. So pick the ones that appeal to you and you actually have something to say about it. But building that relationship and going back and forth with them is a great way to go the extra mile, that you're not just this person trying to sell them nails. You're actually trying to find out about their life and about who they are. If you find out a good new nail tip, let your customers know. You know, if new things are coming out, let your customers know. All those things are showing them, you know, maybe you know that somebody's been waiting for pink nails and we just got a pink nail. You message them, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this. We're getting this new pink set. I think it's going to be your favorite color. Oh my gosh, I know that you have wider nail beds and you've had a hard time fitting our nails. Well, now our new pedicure line is going to be wider. I can't wait for you to try these. Anything that you've picked up along the way about your customers, message them when something could appeal to them about it. Even complimenting them. Compliment them on their nail choices. Whether you're at the event at the time or it's, you know, you're thanking them in a VIP group. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. This is one of my favorite sets. Oh, this is going to look so nice with your blonde hair. Oh, what do you ask questions? What is this going to be for? Then if they tell you for whatever event, you can go back and say, oh my gosh, it's going to sound like so much fun. You know, post a picture when you wear your nails with that dress. So anytime you can engage in that conversation with them, whether it's in person or through Facebook, it just makes such a difference. When you are talking with them, take notes. My nail bar last night, I learned so much about so many of the women. Some nail bars are chattier than others. These women were really friendly and really willing to open up and just talk. So of course I'm taking little notes. You know, this one has a son going to this college. This one is from Costa Rica. This one, I took notes of all the different things. So then when I go back and do my follow-up phone calls, I can engage in some of these conversations with them. Hey, just want to know how your mom was. I know she wasn't feeling good, you know, at so-and-so's nail bar. So all those things, again, make people go, wow, she really did listen to me. It's nothing hard, you guys. It's just networking and building relationships. One more thing or a couple more things you can do is offer the business. And you think, well, how is this going the extra mile? You would be surprised at how flattering it really is to people that you would think that they would be good at what you do. I think I shared this on one of the other training calls, that someone at the gym came up and asked me if I would consider being a teacher because they're doing teacher training this week. And although I did say no, I was flattered for her to come up, and maybe she says that to every person in that class, but I don't care. She said it to me and it made me feel good. And so just think, when you offer that business to somebody, you're going the extra mile by making them feel good about themselves, that you considered them for doing something that you do, and that, you know, you're going to find a reason. When you offer it to them, you're usually telling them, I think you'd be good at this because, so you're also giving them flattery. So offering them the business is going the extra mile, as is offering them a party. You know, if you're offering them, that means, A, you enjoy them. B, you want to meet their friends. C, you think they'd be a good hostess, and you're even telling them that you think they have friends that they would even be able to invite. So by offering them a nail bar, you are going the extra mile by complimenting them, and you may have never even really thought of it that way. So, and it tells them, you know, you're also providing an opportunity for them to earn free nails. So that's a bonus in and of itself, right? So one thing I started doing also is I have a dry erase board with my calendar, and some things I've wrote in there permanently of things I have to do on certain days of the week. I know Thursdays are my follow-up phone call day. Thursday, I spend about an hour and I just do follow-up phone calls to customers who have been my customers from quite a while ago, you know, from the very beginning of time. Now, if I had a nail bar last night, which was Tuesday. Yeah, so actually tomorrow I probably will follow up with those people on my Thursday. But if I had an event on a Saturday, I'm not going to wait till the next Thursday. Those people I wouldn't count in my Thursday follow-up. Or, you know, if someone said, call me a certain day, I'm not going to follow up on just a Thursday with them. These are my people that I'm, you know, just checking in with. I go back and check in with people on and off from the very beginning of any customer I've had. Until they ever tell me not to, I'm continually following up with them. So set a time where you know you can do these follow-up calls. Set a time where you know you can sit down and make handwritten notes. Set a day. I know on, you know, if I have a nail bar on Monday, I know by Friday, I want to have these cards in the mail. I know by, if you have it, I can't remember what day I said, Monday, I know by Wednesday, I want to do my follow-up phone call within a couple days. So every time you have a nail bar, look at your calendar ahead and see where you're going to schedule those little follow-up things in with them, because they will make the difference. You guys, these are all small things. None of them are life-changing. None of them are hard to do, and they're small, but I promise you, if you start doing these, or if you are doing some of them or add to what you're doing, it will make a difference with your customers. The more you talk with them, you know, I'll add one more story before we hang up. So my nail bar last night, 2 people won the booking game for a party. One kind of gave her eye roll of, oh, I won the party, you know, that attitude. And so when she was leaving, she kind of said, oh, well, I won the nail bar, or I'll do it if I have to, or if you want me to, or something. And I said, no, you know what? I want you to do it because you want to do it. I don't want you to do it because you're doing it because I want you to do it. It needs to be something you want. So we'll see if she ends up doing it. The other girl was very excited, but then as the party's winding down and people are leaving, and again, I'm staying around and chatting with people, 2 more people in conversations by the end up saying, oh my gosh, I want to have a pool party. I think it'd be super fun. Could we have a bikini and babes nail party or something goofy? And the other lady in chatting said, oh my gosh, I think, you know, I'm a part of this group. I think maybe I should do a nail bar with this group. And another girl came up to me and said, I have an event that's coming up Friday. I'd love for you to be able to come to my event. So look at that. Because I made the effort to talk to those guests at the party, each and every single one of them, when they came in, I chatted with them and I checked them all out individually. I do think that's one more big thing, you guys. I do not have my guests order on the phone. I check every person out with a paper order. And I did cash and carry last night, but they still all have to come to me. They all have to write it down what they're buying. I get that one-on-one time with them. I talk with them. I get to know them. And that is what leads you to building relationships and getting more nail bars as well. So that's my last little thing in there. So you guys practice with this, work at it. If it doesn't come to you naturally to be able to talk with people, make conversation, I challenge you to start with a couple people and pick up that phone. And I'm telling you, you're going to notice a difference in people's voices when you're calling just to say thank you and check in and see how they like their nails. And then eventually you can ask for more, but not at first. At first, you just thank them. So start going the extra mile if you're not already. Keep in touch with those customers, and it will make all the difference in the world for you guys. Okay? So you guys have a great day, and go the extra mile today.